refresh, and do you see it?
I don't know. Refresh. I see my page.
Okay. Yeah. Not there. This one right here. And there we are, nice and live. Okay.
Are we ready?
Mm-hmm. Now open it up for public and all.
Yeah, here we go. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Somebody's at the door.
I need to get signed saying.
Right, one of your fans, Sam.
And you need to come back
8 girls
here
is
too.
coming.
Come on, give me my hand or something.
We ain't having that.
What's up, little boy?
Just
chilling.
You still playing?
What I do?
Okay.
I got it.
Boy. I was telling, did you see my interview?
Who?
Did you see my interview I did 3 weeks ago?
No.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, now.
But I talked about you
You ready? Is that where I
a
am?
lot.
Yeah. Share it.
Delayed action.
Yes. Are we ready?
We are live. Go ahead. Start
Good evening. Good evening, Facebook family and friends, and welcome to the Doris Hall James Indie Show. And tonight we have a very special guest. I'm just so excited about that. I think on my Facebook page, I must have written about 30 posts last night because he is really legendary. How are you, Mr.
I'm
Reed?
fine. How are
Sam
you?
Reed, how are you?
I'm fine.
I remember seeing you at the Uptown Theater. I'm sitting in the seat and I'm clapping and I'm jumping up and down.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a pleasure. I thank you for coming here tonight
My
to be with
pleasure
us.
also. Really.
Okay, and you look well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can remember way back then. You look well.
Thank you.
And do you remember how we used to stand in line? Like we used to stand those long lines, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Waiting to get in. Waiting to see all those stars come in, and they used to sneak in through the back. It was fun. It was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad
Yeah.
I was a part of it. Yeah.
Yes, you were part of that. I want you. We're going to tonight. You're going to take us through your musical journey, which means we're going to travel with you, and you're going to tell us why, when, how. How did you get in all this? How did you get into this?
Well-
Hold up. Before you get into that, give me 1 second. You got a couple other gentlemen sitting over here too.
Okay, so you want me to introduce them?
You might as well.
Okay, so I'll let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, sir.
My name is Alfie Pollitt.
Alfie! All of us know Alfie. Welcome, Alfie. Okay.
I'm Carlos Devon.
And all of us know Carlos. Welcome. And you know Gilbert.
They don't see me. They don't see me.
Okay. Okay, so tell us when, how, and why.
Well, it all started when I, at the Smith School at 19th and Wharton in South Philly. My first grade, I met Albert Tootie Heath, one of the famous Heath brothers.
Okay.
And we became very good friends. So after school, just about every day, I would go by his house, and of course, his brothers, Percy and Jimmy, were musicians, established musicians at the time.
Mhm.
So I used to watch Jimmy basically all the time because I was interested in the saxophone.
Okay.
And where I lived on 20th Street, which was right around the corner from where the Heaths lived on Federal, and I lived on 20th.
Right.
The apartment, my bedroom apartment, was right over the bandstand of the Lincoln Post,
Okay.
where they were on Federal Street, but my bedroom was right over the bandstand. The bandstand used to be right at that, it was a little alleyway that separated the apartment. Anyway, I would basically hear the music all the time, especially on the weekends because they would have live entertainment on Saturdays and Sundays. And basically that's how we got started. Tootie had his brothers for his music and I had the Lincoln Post for my music, so the music was there. around us all the time. And Ted Curson, he lived around in Manton Street, which was right around the corner from where I live. So the three of us was in the same grade in elementary school. And later on, we decided we were going to be musicians. So we all just, and we started playing in Barrett Junior High, which was at 16th and Wooden.
Oh, it's South Philly.
South Philly.
Okay. All right.
And there was so much happening in South Philly at that time. We had all kinds of venues on Point Breeze that had entertainment.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So music was all around. There was another club there around 20th and Reed Street called the Progressive Club. It was actually at 20th and Garrett, right on the corner. It used to be a private club there.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually saw Bud Powell and Clifford Brown, played there one Sunday. They would have entertainment on Sundays. Then there also was the OV Cattle, which was at 16th and Fitchwater.
Okay.
They had entertainment basically all the time. It was an Elks home, Elks establishment. And that's basically what entertainment was about at that time. There was a lot of places to play. They had the Elks and they had the Legionnaires, which always had music on there to entertain their customers and their members of their, Pacific organizations. And so that the music just took over.
Yeah.
The three of us,
Yeah.
And so in junior high, in Barrett,
So can I interrupt you for a moment? So
Yes.
when you were young and you heard the music playing and there was a couple of you saying that this is the way we're going to go,
right.
you knew then that was what you wanted to
Yeah,
do.
that's what I really wanted to do. Yes,
Okay.
yes. And we had a lot of help with the, like I said, the neighborhood was full of music. The marching band and places to play and entertainment on the weekends and stuff like that. And Jimmy would take Tootie and I basically all the places that he would go or play, and that was it. Music was it.
Music was it.
Yes.
Well, that's great. And you knew at a young age. So you had plenty of time to hone those skills.
Right.
Because you knew. But that is really good.
Right.
Okay, so you were in junior high school. Were you playing in school?
Oh yes, we were playing in the junior high school band. Yes.
Okay, you playing in band.
Yeah.
All right. And so you played all through junior high, and then how
Went
about?
to Mass Farm for music. Mass Farm was the music school,
Mm-hmm.
vocational school, which featured music as one of their educational programs. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that about Mass
In
Farm.
fact, I think Mass Farm was the first vocational school here in Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Later came Bach.
Bach and Dobbins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so you went on through high school. You were in the band through high school and everything.
Yes.
And so then, when did you move out of that arena and really get into,
Well, when I graduated from Mass Farm,
Mhm.
we went to Combs College, which was located at
Combs College of
16th and
Music.
Spruce.
Was it 60th and Spruce?
Yeah, there was one there, right over Spruce Street. And I didn't even finish a full term because at that particular time, Buddy Trenier, one of the Trenier brothers, decided he was going to go solo and he needed a band. And he contacted me and asked me did I want to play in his band. We were going to Wildwood for the summer. We were going to be there from May until September.
Okay.
And we were going to play at that time it was a motel entertainment center, the Bolero Supper Club in Wildwood. And so I did join the group. It was four of us, Jimmy Mobley, Jimmy Thomas, David Ruffin, not David Ruffin, what's his name? He's a piano player, I can't think of his name right now, but he was a piano player, and Buddy Trenier, which was the singer. And we stayed there from, like I said, from May until September. And on the shows with people like Tony Bennett, the Mills Brothers,
Oh.
the lead singer from the Ink Spots,
Mm-hmm.
Bill Kennedy, and
Mm-hmm.
every week there was a different artist who would come in, and we would open up the show and play one intermission group time for them,
Okay.
and then that was it. With Buddy Trenier. And we also, after we finished that engagement, we worked in the club at 9th and Walnut called the the Rendezvous, and Sarah Vaughan was the
Oh,
artist,
man.
and we were working along with her.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah,
What was your preference in music at that time?
Mm.
Was it jazz or
jazz,
R&B?
of course, because
Jazz,
I heard
right?
Charlie Parker.
Okay. All right.
Well, that was it. After I heard Charlie Parker, I had to play jazz. That was my thing.
Okay. So, how did you get with the Uptown? You know, I'm anxious to know that.
After I finished Wildwood, fallen by the name of Romaine Brown, we used to work in Ardmore, a place called the Black Angus.
Mm-hmm.
That where he met you?
Good.
No.
Alfie.
No, I met him a little later on 52nd Street. Anyway, the gentleman that was doing the bookings for the Uptown Theater, his name was Irv Nahan.
Yeah.
And he asked me that I want to be the leader. The reason that it came up because Doc Bagby was the first band leader that I played with at the Uptown Theater. And he passed it on to Bill Massey to be the band leader at the Uptown Theater. And Bill Massey passed, I think it was like 1960, 61, somewhere around in there. And for that period of time, from 61 to 63, there was no house leader or musician representation at the Uptown Theater as far as like to check union cards and all that, because it was a union house, of course. So Irv asked me that I want to be the musical director at the Uptown Theater. Actually, the one I want to be the house leader at the Uptown Theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him no because I was into my jazz at that time. And he said, well, look, we're going to bring some jazz artists in. So he said, think about it. So after they said they were going to bring some jazz artists in, I said, okay, all I had to do was be there and see that the musicians had their union cards and collect taxes and stuff like that, like a journal, colonel or whatever.
Okay.
So anyway, that went on from January of 63, and in September of 63, Jackie Wilson had a hit record, Work Out.
Oh, Baby's Workout.
Yeah.
Alfie, you remember that, don't you?
And all he had was a drummer that played with him. He and the drummer, they traveled together. So they asked me, could I get a band to play behind Jackie Wilson? So I knew just about all the musicians and stuff. So I said, sure, I can get a band with him. So that's when it started, the Sam Reed Band at the Uptown Theater
Okay.
in 63. Yeah.
Well, when did Leon Mitchell come in?
Well, Leon came in after, actually when I took over, because of the fact that we needed a piano player.
Okay.
And also, some of the groups would come there and they'd have a hit record, one hit record or so. But we had 12 musicians. So somebody had to make an arrangement. I told them you have to have an arrangement for 12 people because, maybe they heard your record, maybe they didn't. It's now mandatory that they know what you're going to play, so you got to have music. So they would go along with it, and Leon would more or less make an arrangement for 12 people, 12-piece band, for whatever the person was that had the record.
Okay. Well, when you started out now, how did you feel with like all the different artists that were coming in, and were you excited at all, Sam? I mean, were you?
Now, to a point, but
Yeah.
see, I had worked with different artists before the Uptown Theater.
Okay.
Like I said, the Tony Bennett and Bill Kennan and Mills Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked with Frankie Avalon and Fabian and the White Boys down in South
Fabian,
Philly,
Mm-hmm.
At the Broadway Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And Billie Holiday, I had worked with Billie Holiday.
Oh, my God.
And then Nat King Cole, while I was working Club Harlem, Nat King Cole and Louis Armstrong both came over to the Club Harlem right for the breakfast show on, that we have a breakfast show on Saturday nights in the back, the band. And they came over to see the show. They'd come up and sing a song or something like that with Arthur Prysock and all that.
Oh,
And
gosh.
so-
Yeah. You worked with so many people.
yeah, so I had a little experience with some of the top stars. Yeah.
So when you when you became musical director, was Georgie Woods there at that time?
Yes, George has been there the whole time.
He
'cause
was
that
there
was
all
his,
the time.
Yeah, that was his theater, even when he was with WDAS and he moved to WHAT back and forth. You know. It was his place. That was his theater.
That was his theater, right?
Right.
And he used to come on singing. What was the song he used to sing, Carlos? Can you remember? Come on, who can remember that?
Oh, Mary Kay.
Nah.
Don't you weep. Yeah.
Mary, don't you weep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He used to come. He used to come on singing that song
Yeah,
every
have his
time.
little chains in his
Yeah.
hand.
It was really fun times. I can remember, like Carlos, we were talking about the volcanoes, that they were there,
Yes, sure.
and they turned in to be
The Tramps later on.
Mhm.
The
Yes,
Tramps?
that's right. Brother Young, Earl Young.
That's right.
Isn't that something? And the Motown Review. Do you guys remember Motown Review? The Motown Review and all those artists used to come from Detroit. We had Diana Ross. We had them all there. And I was just at that point. Now let me tell
was
you.
Diana Ross.
At that point,
You was Miss Diana Ross.
the first artist I saw was James Brown.
Okay.
Okay, I begged my niece to take me to the show, and she took me to the show, and he was when I walked in the theater, he had a suitcase and a cape, right? He was saying, "Please, please,"
Yeah, please.
and
please.
so I said, "Well, Bertha, what is he doing?" I mean, and he was walking with his suitcase and all that. And boy, I said, I just love it. I just said, wherever I am, I love it. So from that point on, I was an Uptown fan.
See, he was the first artist that was there when I took over as the band leader.
James Brown?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
he called me in the dressing room. He said, "What am I paying you for?"
That sounds just like that sounds just like it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but we became very good friends because, like, a couple of times we was at the Spectrum.
Mhm.
He would needed some extra guys, and he would call me, to get the extra men for him to play at the Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of the guys that he just passed not too long ago, Mr. Richard Jones, violinist.
Yeah.
When he had the hit, "It's a Man's World," his strings.
Yes.
So I got Richard to play, and he got a couple of his friends, but I think it was 4 of them, to play that part for James Brown at the Spectrum when he came in town. Yeah. And from that on, I think after that he became the musical director for the Stylistic for a while also. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Can you guys remember the first artist that you saw at Uptown?
Well, the first person I seen there when I came there was the Vibrations.
Oh, Ricky, wasn't he handsome?
Yeah.
You remember? I know you remember Ricky. Okay.
But I came to see Sam Reed Orchestra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard they was like legendary in Philadelphia with the music. And my uncle from the Volcanoes, Steve Kelly, said the house band, him, Norman, and Rolling Chambers, and
Roland.
a couple other guys. And
okay.
Sam was just his
It's awesome.
his theme song when the curtains opened up.
Mm-hmm.
I just memorized by that, the great man, great
Yeah.
man.
How about you, Alfie? What's the first
Maybe the Chantels or Donnie Albert,
See, I don't
Frankie
remember
Lyman.
Chantel.
This is back in the 50s. When I went there, back in the 50s.
I did a little reading on the history of the Uptown, and I think it said something. It was built in like 1922 or somewhere around
Right,
there.
yeah, around in there, yeah.
And when they built it at that particular time, it was built specifically for the new movies, the new talkies.
Right.
Right.
Which
So
came
to
out.
me, that implies that at that particular time, it wasn't exactly meant for us.
Oh, no.
So when do we take over? Was it like in the early 50s or late 40s or what?
Oh, well, actually, I didn't go into the Uptown until 1957, and that's when Georgie took over WHAT. But Lord Fatman was there.
Lord
As
Fatman.
he was there for the, and I went there with Doc Bagby.
Mhm.
Doc Bagby was the band leader at that time. And in fact, he was the one that wrote the theme song, the Joyride. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, that he wrote that song. And while I was working there with Doc Bradley, we also, I remember Frankie Lyman,
Frankie Lyman. Mhm.
yeah, Roy Hamilton. We went on a tour with Roy Hamilton. we went.
Must have been some funny
We were in
stuff.
Georgia. And, you know, at that particular time, 1959, you know, we were playing to a wall, and we had the white folks on this side and the black folks on that side, and they were dancing and caroling, and the white folks got a little angry with it because of the fact they were having so much fun, you know. But we actually had to face a wall to, you know, this was 1959, yeah.
Man, it's Philadelphia.
And then he had this song out called "Don't Let Go."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this girl, he leaned over the girl, grabbed him by his tie, and he's like, "Oh, let go!" I said, "Get this sentence, get this sentence." I'm serious.
I
Yeah.
bet you was a lot of funny
Oh,
things
boy.
happening, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed, we had some fun out on the Chitlin circuit, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Regal, the Royal, the Howard, and the
Now, the
Power.
Royal was in Baltimore,
Baltimore,
but
yes.
and the Howard was in
Washington,
D.C.
Washington, yes.
Hmm.
And Apollo, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, Apollo was one of those strict theaters. You know, when they say hit it half hour, they hit. Boom. If you're not there, you get fined.
Oh well.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I remember. I think I was definitely there all the time. Okay, so I remember when I saw Sam Cooke,
Okay.
and remember how he used to come in the audience and sing, "Bring it to me."
Right.
And we used to run. We used to get out those seats and we used to run up to that stage, just run.
Right.
And the guards would be trying to push us back, and I don't know what was wrong with us. We just run up to the stage. So one of the guards said, "Miss, let me tell you, if you run up here one more time, I'm gonna throw you right out that back door."
Okay.
You know. So I kind of tried to stop, you know.
Yeah.
But the artist that I used to really love was Smokey Robinson.
Okay.
You know, I love Smokey, and you could throw me out the door, and I would crawl in back to get back in. So Smokey Robinson and Diana Ross.
Okay.
You know, I love them. The first time I saw her on the stage, hey, that's where I was going. Okay, that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be Diana Ross. You know, and by listening to her sing and seeing her perform, and my God, when she got in those movies, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be her. And my mother used to sit down and talk to me and say, "Look, you need to get yourself together and stay in school and learn as much as you can learn,"
Right.
and you know, all that kind of stuff. So because of that, I mean, because of my mom making me stay in school and learn and do all those things, and then back of my head said, if I do this, I'll be Diana Ross. It benefited me because I was able to learn a lot of stuff, go to school, and still have my music,
Right.
and still have my dreams. She never took my dreams away,
Oh, okay.
okay? But she made me, she made sure that I was
Got
educated and I
educated,
could get a job and I could do this in case the music didn't work for me.
Mhm.
And it was good that it worked out for me that way,
Sure.
you know? But the Uptown Theater was a great influence for me,
Okay.
you know, as a youngster, and still is. And now we're going through the change where Uptown's been closed for so very, very long.
Right.
And we want to be able to see if there's anything that we can do, you know,
To bring it back.
to bring it back,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that would be something. It would really be
Mhm.
a tremendous thing, yeah.
And I have to tell you one more story. One time, I had a lot of little groups I used to belong to, because you know, in the back of my mind, I was Diana Ross, right? So we got on the stage and we were singing "Ain't Too Proud to Beg," right? We were at the Uptown, and I know we sound bad, but we thought at that time we sound good, right? So we were singing that, and that James Brown, remember that Maceo?
Maceo, yes.
They blew us right off the
First.
stage. I mean, that horn came out, boo, 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 hey, boo, boo, boo. And I said, oh my God, you know what I mean? Boo, boo. And
Chase you off the stage.
they honest to goodness. And the thing about it, it was so embarrassing, but worse than that, you know, when we went home, you know, we had to go home that night, and
On
we
the
were
subway.
on the subway. And we on the subway, and the people on the subway was giggling, hee, 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 because they knew we got booed off the stage, right? But we went on home and we were ashamed, and we tried to get ourselves together, and
Okay.
we practiced, and I think one of the girls dropped out after that, but we kept on going,
Yeah. We did a Marvin Gaye. We did a week with Marvin Gaye at the Wonder Garden down in Atlantic City.
Okay.
That was a tremendous week because he was there and the Supremes were at the Steel Pier at the same time. So after they finished their show, they would come in, and sit in the audience, and they knew us from the Uptown, so
Yeah.
they would like bug us a little bit, one of those kind of things. We had a lot of fun.
I know it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys get a chance to play up there? Carlos and Alfie, did you?
Well, first thing I did up there, I danced on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
back in the 50s.
Okay.
Georgia would, ask people to come on up. We do the slop, we do the split, all that kind of stuff.
Can you stop and do the split?
I used to.
Okay.
And then, but years later, I played with Major Harris there
Okay.
and with the Futures and Barbara Mason.
Oh, Barbara Mason.
And then years later, we played there.
But you started with jazz too, right?
Yeah.
So y'all were hitting it together?
No.
I didn't want to know that guy.
We connected together with Teddy Pendergrass.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to watch Alfie and Mr. Silks on 52nd Street.
52nd Street.
Like the blue room, it was a glass.
Mhm.
We'd been having a drink in here and we could turn around and see Alfie in the other room. He sounded pretty good.
Oh, he's great. He's
He
great.
sounded like that.
Because
He
you
said
were
he'll
here.
last a little
Because
while.
you were
Yeah,
here
yeah.
too, weren't
He'll
you?
make it.
You were uptown too, right? You were playing up there?
Yeah, well, like on my previous interview with you,
Right.
I went to see my uncle and them in the
Oh,
early
that's right,
60s, the
that's right.
Volcanoes.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, there was a lot of groups on the show, Unifics and
Oh, you
the
never.
Ambassadors and the Mad
Gloves.
Lads and all
Yeah, the
that.
gloves.
And,
Which
like
one had the gloves?
the Unifics,
Unifics.
they was from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
But like
It
I
was
said
Blue Man.
previously, the friend of mine from Park Avenue in North Philly had a group called the Ambassadors.
Yeah.
His name was Hurley, and the drummer got sick, and it was 5
That's
minutes
right,
to
that's
go
right.
on stage, and they was looking around, and I just happened to know the show from watching these guys for 10 days and watching everybody's stuff, and I learned it. And they called me up there, and I played 3 songs with them, and then they came downstairs in the dressing room and said, "Can you be here for 3 days?" I said, "Sure," and that's how I got my start, like 67.
Okay.
And so the Uptown to me is very sentimental, and every
Yeah,
time
so
I
is-
see that it's closed, I get real saddened by it. And now here we got Charlie Wilson coming in
The
next
Met.
month at the Met. Where did the money come from for that? But
That's
they
why I
left
gave
the
you that.
Uptown.
That's why I gave you that.
I'm gonna copy this too, good brother, because this is
Um,
$75 million. We on the way.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, I want to compliment you because your performance last night at the Top Show,
Yes, ma'am.
I really enjoyed that. And I thought it was very creative how you played on tables, played on people. You hitting the sticks, and you playing on glasses and everything.
Oh, you seen that?
I saw that.
Oh.
And I thought that was really good. I enjoyed
You're
it.
talking about how great he was. He can play on people. He
Yeah,
can play on
play-
tables.
Thank you. Let's
Um,
have
Banging on
fun.
everything.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now, Sam, tell us what you're doing now.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Right now, I've been basically working at the Top Shelf on, I was doing a few Sundays.
Send that to my phone.
And the football season came in and we got kicked off of the Sundays. You understand the word kick,
Mm-hmm.
football.
Okay.
And we're on Saturdays now, right? So we're still at the Top Shelf. And we appeared in Atlantic City a couple of weeks ago. And some other things that we're doing locally. So I'm still playing.
Okay.
enjoying myself.
Okay, and that's good, as long as you stay in the music. Let's take a moment and say hi to our Facebook family and friends. Hi, Bassman. And Bassman is saying that, Doris, can you play our happy birthday song for Sam? He just celebrate one. No, he's celebrating one right now, Bassman. And if I can find it, I can play it, okay? Pat, Denise, hello. Thank you for watching. We have Frank, always my supporter. Thank you. Frank is saying, in 1959, I was 1 year old.
But he know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Jessica. Hi, Jessica. She's saying, the Chantel sang Maybe. Mm-hmm. He's Gone and Good Stuff.
Yes.
All right. Tony Allen. Tony Allen. Hello, are you Tony Allen from West Virginia? If so, hi, Tony.
Mhm.
And then we have Egypt Marie and Rich Tucker. Rich Tucker, thank you very, very much. And he's saying, he's saying, what's up, Sam?
Everything's cool.
Okay. And Kim Miller from Instant Funk is saying hello. Hello, Kim. How are you? And then we have, that's about it. But we want to thank you all for joining in, and we're going to continue. Hi, Vi. That's my next door neighbor. And we're going to continue with this interview with Sam Reed. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay. Well, in the early days, also, you must remember in my bebop days, I played with such people as Bobby Timmons, who lived in the neighborhood, and Henry Grimes. Leon Grimes was his brother. He played tenor. At that time, I was playing alto.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't start playing tenor basically until I got with Coach Phil Harris. And he had his arrangements called for tenor, trumpet, and trombone. And so we would play most of the clubs around Philly. And in fact, Coach Phil was instrumental in playing with the Italians down at Broad and Snyder, Frankie Avalon, Fabian, and
yeah, they were all from here, weren't
yeah, and
yeah.
and then we went to a place called Spider Kelly's, which was right off of Mole Street on Market, and that basically became my headquarters after I left Coatesville, because I appeared at least like twice a month. It just seemed a crowd just seemed to enjoy what I was doing at that time. And in fact, Rick Tucker, his father, and I used to play together at Spider Kelly's, and Ronald Tucker, and we alternated between like Don Gardner, who just passed, and
God bless
Don
him.
Patterson. All those guys, everybody loved Spider Kelly's. We had it's nice. It wasn't a large place, but it was just comfortable, you know, and everybody enjoyed themselves. And back in those days, the clubs were closing at 12 o'clock on Saturday nights. So, so we would have a job to
They
go
did
to.
a midnight show, didn't they? Well, that came later.
That's it.
No, that's at the
Uptown.
Uptown. We're talking about
Midnight
before,
show.
you know, before I started working at the Uptown. Midnight closed at 12 o'clock. Then we would work at one of the Elks places or the Legionnaires or a private club. You know, from say 1 o'clock to 3, and it's. And it was really interesting. And McCoy Tyner and I used to play together, and Lee Morgan and I used to play together. A fellow by the name of Tommy Monroe had a big band back in those days, and all the guys, all the jazz guys played in his band.
So nowadays, what clubs and what that are there for us? I mean, go in.
Well, right now
and
it's South, basically, and the Relish, you know,
Warm
the
Daddy's
Bottoms. They have entertainment. They have the live entertainment.
Where?
South at Broad and Mount Vernon, I think it is.
Broad and Mount Vernon.
Yeah, and Relish, they have two places, one on Ogons Avenue, and let me see, well, the Top Shelf, you know. And you think of
Warm
any-
Daddies or Chris's.
Yeah, Warm Daddies, yeah. But Warm Daddies is the blues house.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris is down on Sampson
Yeah, Chris
Street.
is the jazz house on Sampson Street, the 1400 block of Sampson Street. Let me see, that's basically it, right?
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, there
the
used
thing
to
is
be a
about
bunch of-
recordings now. If you're a recording artist, you get a booking. They have or the Clef Club.
The Clef Club.
Mm-hmm.
They have Charles Lloyd coming in there next month. You know, he's a good friend of mine. When he's working with Cannonball, every time he came in town, he would borrow my horn to make the gig for a couple of days because he would give it to this repairman. His name was Sarkis. He was real good at repairing horns.
Mhm.
So he would give him his horn to repair for him while, you know, the first couple of days he'd borrow my horn to play. So we haven't seen each other for years, so it'd be real nice to see him again when he's
Okay.
doing well.
Okay, and then,
Can I jump in here for a second?
yeah, go ahead.
Did you have a, not, I can't say did you have a chance, did they have a chance to work with you, Stanley Clark and, Charles Fambro?
Well, no. Actually, Frambo was basically in New York at the time. Mason, they never worked at the Uptown with me anyway.
No?
No.
Okay, cause I know.
I tell you who
from
did
right
work
here,
at the Uptown with me, you'd be surprised.
Hmm.
Nelson Boyd, the bass player from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he worked at the Uptown. Let's see.
And Jimmy Heath.
Jimmy Heath and
Mhm.
O.D. Pope.
Mhm.
Yeah, they all worked at Johnny Lynch, who had the band at Club On.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Coles.
Earl and Carl
Johnny
Grubbs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of the famous musicians worked at Uptown. Because I just, you know, I had the gig and everybody could work. Anybody who wanted to make it, they could, as long as they could read the music and everything was cool. Bootsy Barnes, Bootsy worked.
Bootsy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Does Bootsy still come over to,
Top Shelf.
yeah,
Yeah, he's there every second Saturday of the month.
okay.
Well, the Midnight Show,
Mhm.
okay? The Midnight Show was, I mean, it was terrific for, I mean, when I could go, and I could sneak away and
When
go.
I could go,
Then
you
when
could
I
sneak
got,
out.
you know, when I got out in Midnight
Yeah.
Show, Mom was there with that
You
belt.
agree, you know, with.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was there with that belt every time, so I had to. But the Midnight Show was really good, and I thought it was creative
Right.
because you could stay in Uptown, you could stay in there all day. You know, the show you pay, and you just saw one show after another. But then you had to get out
Right.
for the Midnight Show,
For the midnight show, right?
right?
They
And
clear the theater out.
you had to get out and come back. But how was it working with all those artists? Now I know you said you worked with a lot of artists, but at the Uptown, how was it? Was it congested? Was it fun? Did everybody get along? I mean,
Oh,
how
yeah.
was it?
It was definitely fun and educational and enjoyable. You know, everybody was very courteous to everybody, and even like the midnight show. Well, you know, everybody wanted to feel good. Most of the artists would buy the band a fifth or whatever they wanted, you know, so everybody could be relaxed and everything.
Really relaxed.
And Zach was the bartender.
Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly how Alto played. He was the bartender at Uptown.
That's right.
He had a little cup and everything, like he was, like he was in a bar. Give everybody a little drink. All right, that's yours, okay? But the midnight show was always terrific because everybody was more relaxed and everything
Yeah.
like that. You know. Now Sundays was the hard day actually, because what we would do shows would be like a half-hour break. We do sometimes 6 shows on Sundays. Yeah.
Don't
And
even
Miss
ask about
Burrow
the
would
pay.
take care of all the food for us, and she was a terrific person. Anything you wanted, she'd try to have it for you.
Yeah, right there on Carlisle Street. That's
Isn't
right.
that something?
Was the income good, bad, what?
It was okay. We'll put it that way. You know, it's with the scale was as far as the union scale, and then it got to be instead of maybe once a month, it got to be a little more probably doing like sometimes we did 2-3 shows in one month. You know, according to the holidays and summertime when the kids were home.
Talk for me, I'm coughing.
She's coughing. Talk, please.
Talk for me.
Say something.
Talk to me, I'm coughing.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Tell us
so
how you got started
Yeah.
out in music. Yeah, you know, we'd like to know.
I was born in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, and I was given piano lessons when I was 3, and played recitals, you know, class classical, so-called classical music.
Did your cousin play with you at all?
Thank you, honey.
I didn't meet my cousin until I was maybe,
Oh, who's this cousin?
Harry Power. He's a very famous saxophone player.
Oh, okay.
Bob.
I'm
My
sorry.
cousin Bob.
Bob. I'm not your brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I met Bob when, I don't know, preteen, because he was from Lawnside.
Yeah.
I met him over there.
Well, there was a lot of stuff going on one side too, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You born alongside?
Hmm?
Alongside? You
Lawnside, New Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the park.
I used to go there a lot. You know, the Cotton Club and
Loretta's
Dreamland.
Hi-Hat.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the Loretta's place? Loretta's Hi-Hat.
Mm-hmm.
She used to, she knew I love gingerbread, and every time I worked there, she baked me a special pan of gingerbread. She said, "Nobody touch this gingerbread, just Sam's gingerbread."
I guess I'm the baby of the group here because I remember Pops would take us out to Lawnside, and it was like pine trees and all this sand, and what they would be. You get some good ribs and all from out there. And I saw-
Oh yeah.
And I saw motorcycles all over the
Yeah,
place,
the motorcycles.
but I ain't seen no water. I'm looking for ocean.
I used to go alongside too. It was good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
so
barbecues out there was out this world.
The barbecue?
Barbecues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there was so many good memories from the Uptown Theater.
Yes.
And I was reading where in February of 2018, they had started some kind of renovation
Yeah.
project, and they said that the next project would be in 2019 or another.
I showed it to him. He was
Yeah,
unaware of it too.
can-
He was
I
unaware.
mean,
of it.
what you guys know much more than I do. Come on, can you update us on something about the theater, Alfie?
I'm on a committee, but I haven't gotten any that kind of updated information.
No?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah.
Last thing, we like every June, there's a awardee event. You know, celebrities are awarded, like, and there's a capital campaign to raise money for renovation and also the operations of the organization. But I haven't heard. This is my first time hearing anything about that kind of money and
Right, it's like
program plan.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos last week, or the week before last, when he came through, he mentioned that there's all this kind of money that they came up with to renovate and refurbish the Met.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and he said, well, we wanted to get everybody together to see if we can have them do the same thing
Mm-hmm.
for the Uptown.
Mhm.
But where did we begin? And then we found out, Alfie, that you were part of, both of y'all were part of a coalition, whatever, to try
Oh,
to
so
get this
Sam
going.
is also
Sam too, right?
Yes.
Right.
Sam, Earl Young.
But I'm surprised that I just happened to look this up, and it says June 29, 2018, Uptown Theater will be restored. $75 million planned, unveiled a grand palace on the north side. $75 million.
Who's putting that money?
Yeah,
up?
Yeah, that's what it would take.
right.
There's no names on there, Gilbert.
I'm going to do some research about this.
Okay.
It's like Philadelphia Uptown
Well,
Theater.
that's your assignment.
All right, you think I ain't gonna do that?
That was good because we would like to know,
Yeah.
you know, what's going on. Everybody wants to know, you know, what's
Sure.
going on.
My first show at Uptown, James Brown, little kid, and I'm looking
Mine
at
was
all
James Brown,
these
too.
folks.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Me too, really.
Was that 1963 or before that?
I was taken in there. I was not old enough to
Oh,
go in there
okay.
by myself, you
Okay.
know, right? And I just remember it was the show you were talking about,
Right.
that suitcase he had and the cake.
Oh, yeah. Please, please.
Yeah.
And that was a staple, you know?
Yeah.
So
Well, actually, y'all know,
yeah, I
got
remember.
remembrances
I really remember that, and it was, you know, and if there's anything that you know, Philly Live Radio can do as far as, you know, helping to broadcast or whatever we could do, advertise. You know, we're, you know, Gilbert and I, we will always do that.
Excellent.
Did you go to any of the jazz shows that were there?
Well, I wasn't into jazz now, Sam.
Okay.
I was into that R&B real heavy.
Gloria Lynn, she had a real
Now,
problem.
I like Gloria Lynn,
Yeah.
but she was more.
you like
Eh,
Nancy Wilson.
But see, they were
You
more
like
my
Diana
sister.
Washington.
They were my sisters. they were with my sisters.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, my older sisters. I had 3 older sisters.
Mhm.
That's the group that they used to cater to.
Okay.
Okay, and then we came along and we had our Temptations and Smokey and
Okay.
all those. You know, so I didn't go into the jazz
You know, the first time the Temptations came to Philadelphia, they were at the Showboat.
showboat downtown.
And, yeah, and I had the band behind them also. The band was behind the bar and they were like dancing out in the aisle.
Yeah, that's
In the
right.
kitchen.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, he's absolutely correct.
yeah.
He's a legend. He knows everything.
Isn't that something?
That's my boy.
They were at the Showboat.
I tell you what, not to interject,
Mhm.
because we all like family.
Mhm.
And Gilbert, you know, did you show me that thing on Facebook about this 75 million restoration?
Yeah.
And if they open it up, Sam Reed Orchestra is coming back.
All right.
I hate-
And
I know that, right?
he's
That'd
coming
be
back.
great. That would be great.
Do it now
Right,
before
Sam?
Yes,
everybody.
it would. It really would be.
And I got some heavy hitters. He got some heavy hitters. And
Right.
I'll play the drums with him, and he'll play the keyboard. That'll bring us
No,
back.
you playing on keyboard. I'll sit back and watch
No,
y'all.
he's talking
No,
about
I'm
Alfie.
talking about Alfie Pollard. He's
Alfie.
a legend too.
Alfie ain't gonna play.
Yes,
Yes,
Alfie
he
will.
will.
Tear the piano up and people it up.
But it also generate jobs in the neighborhood.
How about
and,
that?
And,
Now
and
that's a good thing.
yeah, because it's like falling apart. Like I said, a lady went by there last week, and you know where the ticket booth is at, the payment is open this big, and the rats big as German shepherds. They was going down there, dragging stuff out. That's why I took the pictures. So, and if they were to tear it down, like I said previously, they would have to close Broad Street down for probably 2-3 months. You know, to get all that
The
debris down.
and everything.
But they're gonna save it.
Yeah, it's
I know they're gonna
right
save it.
underneath it too.
Yeah, God is good all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The station, the subway station.
So
Exactly. So they're gonna do something with that. If they can do something with the Met, they're gonna do something with this. This is a landmark.
To use one of their words, it would behoove them to put some money in and refurbish it because of where it is. Not even about our culture, but where it's situated.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
as far as temple is concerned and all what's going on up there.
Mhm.
You know,
And then our youth, just like when we were young, we had a place to go
Right.
and we could showcase our talent,
Sure.
and that could be another place. Cause like the youth, they don't have any place to really go to showcase their talent. You know,
No.
they don't have that kind of that we had.
Mhm.
You know, we had Uptown.
they're uptown, but there's someplace you went to. I don't think you went to Alfie that much. 52nd.
Mrs. Stokes.
No.
The Nixon?
Hmm?
The Nixon or the Capitol?
No. On Walnut.
Oh, you talking about?
Hollywood Palace?
Hollywood Palace.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
You didn't play there,
Scotty's.
did you?
Oh,
yeah.
Scotty's,
Is it-
yeah.
was there?
Scotty's.
Hollywood
I
Palace.
should have seen you then.
Yeah.
Sam, you played Scotty's, right?
Scotty's right on the corner.
Right,
there.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scotty's famous.
Aqua Lounge.
Yeah.
Played there with Patty.
52nd and Chancellor. Yeah. Nixon. You know, it was
But
52nd.
none of those places are
No,
happening.
no.
Only thing still standing up, and they got playwrights there. Maybe once every 6 months is the old Locust
Locust
Theater,
Theater.
52nd
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Bushfire
Locust.
Mhm.
But Bushfire, they
That's what
they
they call it
do a lot.
now.
They
Bushfire
put- yeah, but they
Yeah.
do
plays.
a lot. Yeah, plays.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they tore the Nixon down. And made it into a clothing store. There was some good shows up there back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They was trying to compete with the Uptown, but they couldn't do it. You know, Jimmy Bishop was there.
In places like, remember the Mass Farmers on 20th and Market? They used to
rather.
have shows
Mhm.
there.
Rather.
Mhm.
And what was the name of that theater on 26th?
Erlanger.
There it is.
21st.
That's
Yeah.
it.
We
That's
need
it.
a place. We need a place for our youth, you know, to go and be heard.
Right.
Okay, and if they had that to look forward to,
Yeah,
maybe
they
keep
have
some of them out
some
of trouble.
venues
You
down
know,
on South Street, around 4th and South down there. They have some clubs down there.
TLA.
Yeah.
Played there
and the
with,
jazz is it the South Street Jazz?
Comedy club down there.
no, he's
Yeah.
talking about, I played there with Harold Melton, the Blue Notes at 83 on 6th and South. It starts with a C. I forgot the name of it, man.
Yeah, it's down in South Street they have a lot of
Yeah.
places.
Used to be Ripley's.
That's why I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Ripley's
Alfred.
and then
Ripley's.
Grundle's Lair.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's where the kids could go.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
the kids
back
go. Yeah.
some years ago. But now the
Delaware
Uptown Theater
Avenue.
does have some components for young people.
Yeah.
You know, there's a radio station there,
Mhm.
community radio station.
Mhm.
Also, you know, young people do a lot of different things, theatrical things, and
At the Uptown now?
the Uptown, what is it called? The Development and Entertainment Corporation. They have a young people's component. They do a lot of different things with young people, academic and different activities.
And that's inside?
Through the Uptown Theater.
Oh, through.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, not in the theater itself, but,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
you know.
Okay.
They also, as we speak, in the last 3 to 4 months,
Mhm.
Roland Chambers' daughter,
Yeah,
Renee.
she was at
Renee.
the Clef Club.
they're doing uptown play
Mm-hmm.
featuring local females and males, you know, like imitating James Brown
Oh, I bet you that's
or
fun.
Patti LaBelle,
Mhm.
and I don't know where it's located at, but they're part of the committee to try to keep the memory of the uptown,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and the youth is watching it. Because when I first seen it, I said, "What? The uptown? Let's get in the car."
And they hear so
What?
much about it.
Sam didn't
They
call me.
inquisitive.
Alfie didn't call me.
Yeah.
Earl didn't call me. What? The uptown's back open? But it's a play, but they're featuring live vocals and imitating people like Shirley Bassey and James Brown, and
Wait a minute, but they're not doing the original songs.
they are. But
Are
I
you
don't
sure?
know. Yes, I know Renee since she was a baby. That she's on
Because
the committee.
I recall one person that was interviewed here, and they were talking about the shows that they were doing. I think it was in the parks or something like that.
Well, they did something in the park, but they're
and
doing
I asked
this.
them specifically if they were doing the original songs.
Well, they are.
Okay.
They are.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
That's
find out
interesting.
what a venue is to go and observe what they're doing live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna call her when I get home and see where it's located at, because they got another one coming up. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
keeping the memory of the uptown alive, and they're younger than all of us.
And see, if you do that, then we could put it on the radio. We could advertise it on the radio.
Exactly.
You know?
Gil, I want to know who's putting up that $75 million now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know before I leave here.
Okay, so let's take
Okay.
another little break, and let's say hi to anyone that has joined us. Jeff Washington. Okay, hi Jeff. Boy, they said eyes are first to go, right? Let's see. Tio Funderburg. I know that name. That's Kim. I wonder if that's Kim's son or brother. Hi, Sandy. Oh, hi, Donnie.
Donnie,
Donnie's
David.
here. Yep.
Right.
Hi, Donnie. And Joseph Smith. Is that the Joseph Smith from Nevada? Gilberto Cruz joined. Joseph Cruz says, "What's up, Sam? Glad to see you on this show." And then David Weiss. Hi, David. You're supposed to be sending me some talent. David Wise is from West Virginia.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us today. Okay. And I want to say hello
We're getting there
to
too.
our guests over here too, because I didn't even mention their names. So Pat, thank you for joining us, and Jamal, thank
My
you.
pleasure.
And I hope that you enjoyed the show.
I
Okay?
sure did.
Okay, so last comments. Do you have any last comments that we want to go over?
I have one question
Yes.
for the young man right here, birthday
Okay.
boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
where
we
are
have
you,
to
where
sing
are
happy
you
birthday.
playing? And is it official, or are you just coming? First off, are you retired? You never
still
really
playing.
retired. You're still playing.
Yes.
Okay. So where you gonna be next?
The next is a new hotel on 17th Street, 201 North 17th Street. That's the name of the hotel. Also, this coming.
201?
Yeah, 201. That's next Wednesday, the 24th.
Y'all get that? Y'all hear that? Say it again.
It's it might be a private affair, but that's where we'll be playing with the group. But
Oh Lord,
We
I
will
gotta
be
break
at
down
the-
Doris now.
we will be at
Hey,
the
girl, they
top
can't
shelf
get in.
Mhm.
on the 27th.
Top shelf on the 27th.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. He's not going to be on the top shelf on the 27th. I want a private audience.
Yeah, top shelf is nice. We had a good time yesterday, last night.
Yeah.
You know, we support you as much as we can.
Thank you.
Gilbert did his leg dance,
Leg dance,
and I think Shirley Lights had. I think Shirley took a video of that. He did a leg dance.
Yeah, she
Did
did.
you
He
lay
did.
dance?
So maybe we can
No,
put that
I
on
stepped.
Facebook.
Leg dance.
Yes, Alfie.
I'd just like to add that Sam and myself and the Teddy Pendergrass Orchestra, original orchestra, and singers, we're in a film
Oh, okay.
that's going to be premiered the 26th, Friday, the 26th of October
Mhm.
at the Prince Theater downtown. It's a film called If You Don't Know Me, and it's a documentary.
Where's the Prince downtown with?
Oh, so it's
Chestnut.
Broad
Broad
between
Chestnut.
Chestnut and 15th.
Oh, well, that's 2 gigs on Friday
That's
and Saturday. You
excellent.
got something for Sunday?
No, sir, I'm going to Prince Theater.
That's excellent. And that's the Prince
Prince Theater.
Theater.
It's part of the Philadelphia Film Festival
All right.
series of events. It's a closing event, the closing film,
October
the
26th.
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 And his is the 27th.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
So he'll be very busy.
But that's the way. That's the way
Well,
we do it.
I'll be doing more conducting rather than playing on that. But, you know,
Okay.
bring back the Teddy Pendergrass feeling.
What's your preference?
For me?
What is your preference, playing or conducting?
Well, I enjoy both, seriously.
Okay.
You know, because we went to, when Teddy was really strong, we did appearance at the Carnegie Hall in New York.
Okay.
And it was about a 30-piece orchestra.
he was in the world,
Violins
huh?
and
And the
everything.
dances also, so
Mm.
I had to do all that.
All right,
It was
good,
really nice.
good.
It's good.
Plus, watch out for the floor that was doing like that.
I play every now and then, but most of I was conducting.
Mm.
And we also did a Madison Square Garden thing, so that was in fact
Hollywood Bowl. And
the video, I think, with it showed, the pictures shows where I was conducting with the band.
If I can get a copy of it, I can put it out there on through Philly Live. You know,
Okay.
boom.
Okay. And then the Teddy East Coast, West Coast, you know,
Okay.
that's the live band.
Mhm.
And plus, they also, you was come go with me and the Nutty Professor, Eddie Murphy's Nutty Professor.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay.
They used the live version rather than the
Mm.
studio version, you know.
Okay.
Recorded
All right.
version,
And Wolfman Jack
yeah.
on his show.
Man, that's going back a while. I was really a kid.
I did have the pleasure of doing
Saturday Night Special.
Sanford and Son. When
Oh, I
we
know
had-
that was funny.
Yeah, we
that
did
was
that. Yeah,
good.
we did that in Newark, New Jersey. The Uptown Band. We did that. Yeah. And Red Fox, you know, he's funny.
I know it was funny. Well, you know, today is Sam's birthday. Okay.
Yes.
And we want to say happy birthday. And we're going to say happy birthday,
All right.
Sam.
Oh my goodness.
Okay? But wait, let's
Shall I
get the
conduct it?
cake. Let's get the cake here.
Huh?
Get the cake right here. Okay, we want to say happy birthday,
Okay.
Sam.
Well, thank
Okay.
you. All right.
Can we have a drum roll, please?
We'll light it after we finish.
Drum roll.
Okay.
Drum machine
No,
right there.
Philly Live Radio and the Indie Show, we're here to support you, okay?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, and here's our little cake.
Could I take
Okay.
a picture of it before we
You
cut
can
it?
take a picture of it.
It said look like it's butter cake. Let me get
Man.
it.
I'm sorry, I
That's
don't
why I
think
turned it
it's
off.
It's exciting.
When you get your cake.
Oh,
You a
Alfie.
cupcake.
Oh, I should have gotten him a cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh, Al.
Can we get a bottle of wine?
But that's her department. She's the wine, not wine, but she's the wine connoisseur.
I think that's terrible to say.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's not
Isn't
you.
that terrible? I think
that
that's awful to say.
Gilbert, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Isn't that
Okay,
terrible?
I didn't say that. You know, the president made me say that.
I'm so surprised.
Didn't say that.
Boy.
And Alfie's looking at me and saying, "Oh, now I got you."
Okay.
Okay, well, let's sing happy birthday.
All right.
Okay.
He wants to
He's
direct
gonna
it.
Take a picture of this thing.
Alright, let's bring this up. And
I guess the camera's working.
okay, we got some
Bruno.
bedtime on the air, but that's alright.
Bernard sent me a message.
Bernard, he's on the air.
Okay.
How much does it cost to get in?
Maybe you better take it from me.
I'll tell you about it.
You use these T-Mobile phones.
It starts at 8.
7.
This is my friend Jamal. She's going to take a picture.
Yes.
Jamal.
Okay, we're gonna take a picture of this cake and then we.
Have a seat, sir.
Yeah,
You
let's see.
are-
Wait till the picture comes in.
Alright, Josh, let's do the
One,
singing.
two.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you all.
All right, everybody get in the car. We're going up to the uptown.
No,
Everybody
right,
get in the
right.
car.
15 minutes, half hour and a half.
Yeah, everybody go up to uptown.
It's all good, it's all good.
Are we going to eat cake?
Oh,
We're
yes.
gonna eat cake,
We're gonna
but
eat
not
some cake,
on
but not on
the
air.
But okay.
Close
That's
out,
it.
Okay, now we're getting ready to close out. You know, Gilbert's giving me that signal to close out. So we'll see you next week, and thank you for joining us. We have T Life coming on next Friday. He wants to do a part 2, so he'll be on Friday. Next Thursday, I'm sorry, next Thursday. I think that's the 25th. So stay tuned to the Indie Show. If you need any information, you can go on my website, and that's simplymusicstudio.com. You can go on phillyliveradio.com. You can get copies of all of the interviews and the Let's Talk program and everything we do here. We're here to support you. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
And we are out.
We're out.
Okay.
Okay.